They did it. They finally did it. WWE booked Bianca Belair to win the 2021 Women's Royal Rumble. And I could not have been any happier. Not since Sting showing up in AEW did I legitimately jump out of my seat with a pop. Like, I legit popped. There's very rarely a moment in wrestling that can legit surprise me. And for the longest time, I've been conditioned to kind of expecting to be disappointed with the product. That I was actively rooting for Bianca the entire match, and the fact that she came in at number 3, I was like, okay, so she's not number 1 or 2. I would have preferred if she came in at number 1 and marathoned the whole thing. I think the women need a historical moment like that. Bianca Belair needs to raise the bar for the women. She's already done it. Like, who won the first Royal Rumble? It was Asuka. Then Becky won the second. Then Charlotte won the third. Now it's Bianca Belair. Asuka winning the first was great. Becky winning the second made sense story-wise. She needed to get back at Ronda, and the only way to do that was to actually win the Royal Rumble. Makes sense. The third one, Charlotte winning, did not need to happen. I was banking on Shayna Baszler, but WWE ruined that. So this year, I was a little skeptical, because I was like, okay, WWE is not doing anything much with Bianca. She's having a little program with Bayley on SmackDown, but she might have, a modest showing. But deep down inside, I wanted to believe that Bianca Belair was going to win the Royal Rumble match. I even made a video about a month ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, claiming that I am betting on Bianca Belair. And much to my surprise, she fucking won! I jumped out of my seat. I couldn't believe it. When it came down to Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, I was already making peace with the fact that, okay, either one of these girls could win and I would be happy. Although I haven't been watching NXT, so I have no idea what they're doing with Rhea Ripley. She still looks great. She's so young. She's like, what, 23, 24? She moves like a beast. She has that look to her. She has the charisma. So when it came down to those two, I would have been happy with either or. But when Bianca won, I jumped out of my seat. I swear to God I did, guys. It was probably the happiest moment watching wrestling, like legitimately watching wrestling. And it gave me like these chills, these goosebumps. Because I couldn't believe it. I was like, WWE actually did something really good. They built a star. Bianca Belair is a star. And now she's going to go on to WrestleMania, hopefully to face the boss, because you want the boss versus the EST of WWE at WrestleMania. You need those two to fight for the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania. Incredible performance. Incredible pick for a winner. WWE, I forgive you for most things. You do a lot of stupid shit. But I'm glad Alexa Bliss was thrown out like a minute into her appearance in the match. That was great. Although most of the match was sloppy as hell. Like most of those NXT girls need to go back to wrestling school. Don't know why WWE is forcing Keith Lee and some of the big guys to go back to wrestling school. Like those guys weren't even in the Royal Rumble. What I did see in the Royal Rumble was a lot of green girls who didn't know what the fuck they were doing. At least we had Bianca in there. But thank God. Bianca won the Royal Rumble, guys. There's so much we can do right now. Like her little heartfelt speech after, it was okay. She's not the best on the mic, but she has that sass. When she can get going, she can get going. But when she starts reciting scripted, like, oh, I'm so happy, blah, 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 all that's bullshit. She may have been happy, but I wanted her to speak from her heart, not recite scripted lines that WWE gave her to say. The tears were real, I can see it in her eyes, but I wanted her to really just speak from her heart, not recite lines. Bianca winning was the best decision of the night. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, that last man standing, is probably one of the best last man standing matches I've ever seen. The finish was botched. Don't know why they just don't have a pair of bolt cutters on hand for a situation like that. When Heyman couldn't get the cuffs off, that was just legit embarrassing, and you saw the referee stop counting. Like, Heyman, you're supposed to be a mastermind. Think on your feet. What did you think what would you do in that situation? Me personally, If I couldn't get the cuffs off and the second referee was counting, I would get up, tell him as quickly as I can, sell this, and I would punch him to buy more time, or at least have a pair of bolt cutters on hand. Just there's a lot of things you could have done, but just watching Roman struggle, just still like locked in that position, and Heyman's like, I don't know, like a little kid in kindergartner, like sitting with like legs crossed, like trying to tinker with the handcuffs. That was hilarious. And Kevin Owens is like pretending to like stay down on the other side. It's like, oh god, he's like selling the effects while we're all just waiting for Roman to break free. The referee's confused. He starts counting. I'm just like, oh my god, what a disaster. The botch finish tainted the match a little bit, but the match was still good. As far as the men's Royal Rumble, I want to say I'm disappointed. I like Edge, don't get me wrong, but he did not need to win the Royal Rumble. Edge versus Drew, Edge versus Roman. On paper, I'm sure it sounds great, but in reality, the story's going to be boring as hell. I don't see how they can really like develop an interesting story out of this, especially when the big takeaway was Edge and Christian's reunion in the Royal Rumble. Are we going to get Edge versus Christian at WrestleMania? I don't know. I mean, it just seems like they set up Edge and Christian, but yet Edge wins the Royal Rumble. So Edge and Christian aren't coming back as a tag team. I would love to see them come back for a short tag team title reign, but it looks like Edge is going straight to WrestleMania. And I would have given it to Daniel Bryan, to be honest. I was legitimately shocked when Daniel Bryan was eliminated. I was like, oh, he's just thrown out, just like that. They didn't make a big deal out of it. It was just, okay, he's just another guy who got thrown out. Okay. The best moment of the night was definitely Bianca Belair. Definitely the highlight. The EST moment of the night. Best. Bianca, you deserve every bit of this. If I was booking this, I would have put you at number one. I feel like the women need this bar set incredibly high. Bianca should be the girl that future girls strive to top. Is it too early to have Bianca start from number one and win the whole thing? I mean, she deserves that accolade, right? She's so good. I guess we'll see what happens on SmackDown, see where they go with her booking. Because we got a lot of time between now and WrestleMania to kind of fuel this Bianca-Sasha feud. Because it looks like Sasha and Carmella are over. Carmella's tapped out how many times? Thanks for coming. Don't know why you keep getting title matches. But yeah, I'm stoked for WrestleMania, especially now, knowing that Bianca Belair has a first-class ticket to WrestleMania for a title match. Definitely looking forward to that. Overall, I thought the Rumble was pretty okay, but Bianca Belair stole the spotlight. She is the spotlight, and I can't wait to see her either win the belt at WrestleMania or put up one hell of a fight. Although at this point, I think if they build her up really great, I think she can win the title, and I think she can be the next best EST SmackDown Women's Champion. So if you agree with my comments, disagree, let me know what you thought about the Royal Rumbles down in the comments below. I'm juiced. I'm stoked. I still got the goosebumps and chills imagining, like, reliving that moment of Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble. Like, what a perfect moment. I saw the Bianca Belair Chronicle. What a weekend. You deserve it, Bianca. Can't wait to see what happens next. Alright, guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. We can get out of here, and I'll talk to you guys later. Adios.